Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Yisrael, Bashem Shai, Kan. We are the land of Zion, down here in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. My name is Elhalal. To my left is Captain Amawan, the nation of Israel, Bashem Shai. I praise the Most High's people through the four corners of the earth. And we here on behalf of the Most High, Mashiach Shai, in bringing back our people out of the world, back into the heritage, back into the fold, the true heritage, keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Today's topic is going to be the 4th of July. You got it out? You got it? Okay. What did I say? No, the topic. Okay, all right. That's good. Okay.
This is, I'm sure it's set up. This is the letter of Frederick Douglass. And we're told that they asked him to speak about 4th of July.
Okay, all right. Yeah. But we other things we don't even know. We know the father carries a seed, right? But Frederick Douglass, his father was an Edomite. Even though I'm saying, there been cases where through our struggles, there's been people that was this is what the scripture says, let the wheat and the tares grow together, but in the duration of a struggle, there's going to be people of other nations involved. Just like Frederick Douglass, whose father wasn't Jew, but his father was an Edomite, and a lot of times it was an integral part of our struggle. And our people looked up at him, and he was he claimed there was struggle, but he was of the other nation. He was an Edomite. Okay, let's go back. Colossians 3:17. Go ahead.
The book of Colossians 3 verse 17. And whatsoever to a word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushua. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him.
Right. Whatever you do is word or deed, whether it's coming out of your mouth or your actions that you take part in, make sure all those things are in accordance or in consistency with the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. God. Get me Deuteronomy 28 verse 48. Deuteronomy 28 verse 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which the other one shall bring, shall sin against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
You know what? Start from verse 47.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the other one thy power with joyfulness.
Right. Because all the things that's happening to us right now is because of what? Because we service not the Most High our power with joyfulness. We serve the Most High reluctantly. We serve the Most High not even at all. But the Most High said, well, whatever we're going through right now, we're reluctant. We know we're supposed to serve Him, but we don't want to do it because we find more pleasure through wickedness. And because we find more pleasure through wickedness, wickedness follows us until we realize, yo, that's not beneficial to us. We should have known this a long time ago. That's what the scripture says from way back when. That right now is because what? We did not serve the Most High with joyfulness. We begin at verse 47.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the other one thy power with joyfulness.
Because we service not the Most High our power with joyfulness, read,
and with gladness of heart.
And with gladness of heart. We will serve the Most High reluctantly, not with gladness of heart. Not because we find pleasure in the Most High, but because, we're going to do it. We're just going to go through the motion. That's not good. Read.
For the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things. We serve the Most High with joyfulness for the abundance. We serve the Most. That's what Job said. Do we serve the Most High or not? You only serve the Most High because you're gonna get a reward. But you serve the Most High just for the sake of serving the Most High because He is the Most High, the creator of creation, the creator of Himself, the creator of all things, the creator of righteousness, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Do you serve the Most High because of all those attributes and qualifications the Most High has? Or do you want to serve the Most High because what's in it for you? Read.
Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the other one shall sin against thee in hunger.
Right. Because we can serve the Most High with joyfulness of heart for the abundance of all things. The Most High gave us things abundance. Remember, at this point in time, we were coming out of Egypt. We were in slavery for hundreds of years. But the Most High released us from the slavery. And we were about to bring us into a land that was flowing with all kind of riches. Material riches, health riches, foods, abundance of foods and all that. But we didn't appreciate that. So most I said, why? Because we didn't do that.
Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies.
Therefore we're going to serve our enemies. Akim, you always have to be serving somebody. You ain't God. I know some 826 that we're gods, mean that we got the power. And the only power we got is because we got it from the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. But the moment we start disobey the Most High and start breaking His laws, statutes, and commandments, we lost our power. So because we are serving the Most High for the abundance of all things, the Most High said, what? Okay, you want to serve me? You got to serve the enemies then. Read again now.
Verse 48. Therefore shall I serve thine enemies.
Therefore, because you serve the Most High for the abundance of all things, you didn't give thanks to the Most High for all He gave you. Therefore, you shall serve your enemies. Read.
Which the other one shall sin against thee in hunger.
Which the Most High shall sin against us in hunger. That's why right now you see, or people making all kinds of compromising decisions. Because you know, yeah, if Esau says do this, and we're going to do this, that the same, then they're going to cut up our food. They're going to fire us. They're going to impose all kind of hardship against us. If we are so the Most High, appreciably, then the Most High would have provided everything we needed. But because we didn't, now we got to serve our enemies. Yo, that's the worst thing, man, to be serving your enemies. To bowing down to people who you know hate you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with our people right now. We know the so-called environment on the nation hate us. What you gonna do, bro? How you gonna eat? How you gonna pay your bills? How you gonna survive? We gotta serve our enemies for the abundance of all things. That's the curse that the Most High put upon us because we disobeyed Him and didn't keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
In thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
In thirst and in nakedness. Literally, that's talking about whatever clothing you need. Okay. A lot of people got this clothing lines, but in order, just like a record deal, in order to distribute your product, you gotta go through Esau anyway, because they control all the channels of distribution. So you can't make much economic process unless you go through Esau for the abundance of all things. Read the precept again, the last one.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the other one thy power with joyfulness,
right,
and with gladness of heart,
right,
for the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things. We didn't serve the Most High for the abundance of all things, right?
Therefore should thou serve thy enemies, which the Most High shall sin against thee.
Right. Because we didn't serve the Most High for the abundance of all things, therefore we will serve our enemies, which the Most High shall send against us. Read.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which thou art the ones that sin against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Right. Because we didn't serve the Most High for the abundance of all things, He's going to send our enemies against us, who shall put His yoke of iron upon our necks until He hath destroyed us. Give Ezekiel 35. Yeah. Until he hath destroyed us. See, you know that Esau is on a mission, relentlessly on a mission. He's not going to stop until he hath destroyed us. So don't get it twisted. Esau will never love you. Who's Esau? The so-called white man. And as grown people at this stage of our lives, we should have already known that. Read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because I had a perpetual hatred.
A perpetual hatred. What does perpetual mean? It means never ending. It keeps going. So the hatred of the so-called white man towards us is perpetual. It keeps going. It never ends. So you don't think that what one day because you know what? I got a master's degree. I'm vice president right now. I'm different from other Negroes. So the so-called white man is gonna accept me. That will not be the case. The hatred that the so-called white man has for our people has nothing to do with economics. It got nothing to do with our social economic status. It got nothing to do with the fact that that's what the Moses said in the book of Genesis. There were two manner of people shall be in Rebecca's womb. And from the very day, we're striving against each other. And we're going to continue to strive against each other until the Mashiach Yahushua comes and put us back in order and put us over the other nations. That will always be the case. So don't expect that one day it's going to be all good with you and Esau. It's only going to be good with you and Esau when you conform to Esau's ways of doing, which is against the most as you're doing, which is to your detriment, to your destruction. So always conform to the way of the Most High. Hashem HaMashiach Yahushua. Read it out.
Because I had a perpetual hatred, and I shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Right.
By the force of the sword.
Right.
In the
Esau always had a perpetual hate, never ending hatred towards Israel, and they shed the blood of the children of Israel. But the force of the sword. You see that every day. The warfare and discrimination, the police brutality, all those are examples of the nations waging war against the Most High's people. Read on.
Because I had a perpetual hatred, and had shed the blood of the children of Israel, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right. Now give me a limitation 4:22. In the time of their calamity, in the time that the iniquity had an end. What's iniquity? Transgression, the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And for that transgression, we have paid a price. We paid a price because we violated the Most High's commandments. And even though we paid a price, Esau refused to let up. Got that? Lamentations 4:22? Right. Okay.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished.
The punishment of our iniquity is accomplished. Now, how can you accomplish the punishment of your iniquity? What does that mean? it simply means that what? For the punishment of your iniquity, which requires punishment, the scripture says, we have fulfilled that punishment. It's been accomplished. Just like a child who disobeys his his or her father's commandment, that punishment, father say, you know what, for that, you're not gonna get allowance, you're not gonna get this privilege to go out or whatever. You get to play ball or whatever. That's been accomplished. Read.
O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away in captivity.
O daughter of Zion. The punishment, read my topic again. Let me get a real essence of this.
Verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
The punishment of that iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Because the Most High has likened Israel to a woman. Give me Isaiah what? 54 and 5. O daughter of Zion. Even though we are men, as Hebrew Israelite men, and also the women, but of the nation, the Most High is our husband. 54 and 5? I can't read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 6. What's up, verse 5? For thy maker is thy husband.
Yeah, who's our maker? The Most High is our maker. The maker is our husband. Read.
The outer one of hosts is his name.
Read word for word.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
The Lord of hosts is his name. The Most High is our husband. The Lord of hosts is his name. And if the Most High is our husband, what does that mean? We are his wife. And we who are his wife, what does that mean? We are the daughter of Zion. So in Lamentation 4:22, it says, O daughter of Zion. That's reference to the nation of Israel. Understand? As I went there to show, because here say what? Verse upon verse, line upon line. Here a little, there a little, so we can better understand what that's talking about. So when it says in Lamentation 4:22-23, the daughter of Zion, it's referencing the nation of Israel, male and female collectively, that our punishment of our iniquity is accomplished. The punishment in what? The punishment for breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, which punishment we know was slavery, coming up to this day.
That's Isaiah 55, verse 6. I'm sorry, verse 5 again.
Here again.
For thy maker is thy husband.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
The Lord of hosts is his name. That's our husband. Read.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
And the Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. That's who's going to redeem us. When what? Buy us back from the transgression that we were caught up in. Now go back to Lamentation.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
The punishment of our iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. O fellow Israelites. Whether you are male or female. Because you were punished collectively as a nation. Male and female and children together as a nation in whole. Read. Mm-hmm.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Right. So there's not going to be any more captivity after this last captivity. You got that back about? Second Ezra 6 and 7? Yeah. There's not going to be any more captivity. But before you get apocrypha though, finish lamentation. He will no more carry us into captivity.
He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
See that? I want you to understand, see the flow? Understand the flow. You may not understand the flow right now, but once you go to this the scripture that the brother is going to read next, you'll probably have a better understanding of the flow. The Moses said, he will no more carry us into captivity, O daughter of Zion. Then it's going to visit the iniquity of Edom. Read it again now. Read Lamentation again.
The book of Lamentations,
All the way through.
chapter 4, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
O daughter of Zion, which is Israel.
Mm-hmm. He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
He will no more carry us away into captivity. There's not going to be any more slavery to our people after the slavery that we just came out of. Read.
He will visit thy iniquity.
He will visit thy iniquity. He's going to visit the iniquity of who?
O daughter of Edom.
O daughter of Edom. Who's Edom? The so-called white man, Esau. So the Most High will no more carry Israel into captivity, but now that Israel is coming out of captivity, is going to visit the iniquity of Edom, so-called white man. Read.
He will discover thy sins.
He will discover thy sins, because Esau talking about God bless America. Acting like they're so holy. I don't know what you're fooling. The only people they're fooling is some people who want to be fooled. They're fooling us, Hebrew Israelites. We know they're wicked as hell. The Most High is going to visit their iniquity. Talking about common you are, sodomy, homosexuality, so-called freedom of religion. The Most High is going to visit them, Esau, for those transgressions. Read on. Go back to Ezra. Now get Ezra. Come.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what should be the parting asunder of times?
Right. So now Ezra. When the brothers are more familiar with this book of Ezra, you will find that this brother Ezra, whoa, off the chain. This brother, he's so inquisitive. Always praying the Most High. He's never satisfied with an answer from the Most High. Always he's so curious. Whatever the Most High tells him, even knows more on top of that. So the Most High told him that he will no longer visit the iniquity of Israel, but he will visit the iniquity of Esau, and he will read it now in Ezra, 2nd Ezra 6.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what should be the parting asunder of times?
What shall be the parting asunder of time? What shall be the ending of one time and the beginning of another time? Read.
Or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right. What should be the ending first? Who's the ending first? The slavery of Israel under Esau, right? And what? The rulership of Israel over Esau. Read on.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
And the Moses said unto him, from Abraham unto Isaac. So the Moses is going way back now. Moses is going back prior to Ezra's time. Go back to his forefathers' time. Not just his immediate biological father, but his paternal father. Come on, Jacob, Isaac, to Abraham. Read on.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him.
When Jacob and Esau were born of Abraham, so you know what? Tell them the lineage. The most thing that's talking about all people. This Bible is about a particular lineage of people coming back from the days of Adam. Reading the book of Genesis. It's not talking about randomly all nation of people. It's talking about a particular lineage, bloodline of people which we are from. Understand? You ain't talking about everybody. That's how you know. Once you understand the basis of this, so later on when it comes to the madness about all nations that be saved, you know that's madness, man. So when all Christ died for all nations, you know that's madness, man. Because the context is always about the Hebrew Israelites and the lineage that we came from. It's always about that. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Yeah? That is a part in the Sunday right there. Where one worship ends and the other begins. For Esau is the end of the world. The world that ends, when I say the end of the world, it's talking about the rulership of a particular people. For Esau is the end of the world. Meaning what? The part of the Sunday shall be when Esau's rulership ends and Jacob's rulership begins. Read on.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now, if Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, that means what? The world didn't really end. It is a change of guards. Like in a corporate world, I say what, on the new management. You know what I'm saying? The old corporation has changed, changed hands. It's now on the new management. It's no longer named this company. So the name there's a name change. A new CEO, new management. So the earth is going to be under new management now. You ain't going to have Pope Francis or those pedophile cardinals and priests and all that. That's going to an end. You're gonna have the Mashigawashai. The 12 kings. 44. And the Hebrew Israelites, keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's going to be the partner sunder, where one rulership ends and the other begins. The other begins. That is what that's talking about. Read on.
The hand of the man is betwixt the heel.
The hand of the man is betwixt the heel. Now if you read the book of Genesis, 25:21, yeah, we ain't gotta go there. The hand of the man is betwixt the heel. When Esau was coming out and Jacob held onto his heel, Jacob was about to flip Esau over. You know what I'm saying? Pow! Flipping it over the top of his head, you know what I'm saying? Let him know, yo, you got it. Yeah, you ain't gonna run this forever. It's my time now. All the symbolic, man. The hand of the read the precept again.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of the man is betwixt the heel, and the hand other question, Ezra asked thou not.
Right, so the most I say, you're Ezra, you're asking the question, man. Well, just like the most said, you have some brothers in Israel, and they're relentless in their inquisition of the Most High, which we are. It's a good thing. It's a good thing when your brothers come to the truth and they have any questions, because you need the answers, because you're coming out of the world where so much darkness here, I don't even want to know what's going on. So you get to ask the question, but let's go down Deuteronomy 28:48. Is that where we were? Yeah, go back there, huh? Right now we're on July 5th, the day after the so-called Independence Day, which our people erroneously believe that that's our independence. But once you come into understanding of this truth, you will see that the so-called independence has nothing to do with our people. Because so-called independence took place, 1776. And slavery supposedly ended in 1865. So when we were independence, how can you be independent when you're a slave? Are you crazy? So what are you celebrating on July 4th for? You're only two-thirds armor, 3 pieces for men, right? That had nothing to do with you, my people. The only independence you're going to have is when you come back to your nationality, your heritage, and regain rulership over Esau and the other nations. That's going to be your independence. Read it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the other one shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
Right, so that's what happened. They put a yoke of iron upon our neck until they had destroyed us. The yoke of iron means what? Your oppression. And because we're so tired of the every little break that Esau gives us, we're so happy for it. So, you know what I mean? We didn't kill each other to get that break. They get me down there in 9/11. Actually, go back to Deuteronomy 28. Finish that. Go read the verse 51. Then go to Daniel 9/11.
The book of Deuteronomy. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land.
No, read through the what? Well,
No, 48 to 51.
Therefore shall I serve thy enemies, which the other one shall sin against thee, and in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. The other one shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Right. The Moses shall bring a nation against us from far. Read.
But the end of the earth has swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as an eagle flies. What is the emblem of America, an Edomite nation? The eagle, the bald eagle. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
A nation whose tongue we shall not understand. A strange nation, a foreign nation. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
Right, a nation of fierce countenance. They're gonna be chum with you. They ain't gonna be chopping it up with you. They're gonna be smiling with you. They're not gonna be having a good time. They're gonna be partying with you. Read.
And ye shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee, either corn or wine or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
Right, and they shall not show us favor. That's what I want to be good for. They shall not show us favor, whether you're young or old. They have no regard for you. So don't respect them because I don't respect that I'm an elder, but I don't respect them because I'm an elder that Easter's gonna show me favor. Because I know they won't. I don't respect them because the youngins, like a newborn babe, is a newborn babe, that Easter's gonna show them favor. Because they won't. That's the Easter I'm saying. Don't expect that Easter to show any kind of favor in any capacity, regardless of your status. Because what? They have a perpetual hatred towards you. We were a different nation from the womb, and we were striving against each other from the womb. Now get me on the other scripture, Daniel 9:11. About 15 minutes, fine.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
All Israel has transgressed the Most High law. The northern tribes and the southern tribes, all 12 tribes, have transgressed the Most High's laws. Read.
Which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they may not obey thy voice.
Right, so our people transgress the Most High's law by departing from it. They left, physically left Judea and leave off their relations because their way they didn't feel guilty. And even if there were still amongst our people, they refused to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
That's why the curse is poured upon us. And you can read about this curses in Deuteronomy 28. All the curses the Most High said would pour upon us if we forsake his laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us.
Right, and the Most High confirmed his words which he spake against us. Read.
And against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
Right. By bringing upon us a great evil. What is a great evil? Slavery. The Most High brought a great evil upon us. What is slavery? Understand? We were brought into slavery to the four corners of this earth and in the Americas. The West Indies, South America, Central America. You were brought here and called the slave ships to serve our enemies with joyfulness of all for the abundance of all things. Read.
For under the whole heaven hath not been done that has been done upon Jerusalem.
For only all the heavens have not been done that has been done to Jerusalem. There's a slavery from basically the conception of time. But no other nation on this earth has gone through what our people have gone through. Understand? So bring this all this fast forward now on the so-called Independence Day, which you know you were brought to mostly South America and the West Indies and called slave ships, then to the Americas, mainly in America, and called slave ships or slaves. We were led to believe that what? We are independent. Just yesterday, we had a so-called Independence Day. But an ignorant to our people who are mainly part of this celebration because what? They want a piece of the American pie. They want to take part in the American dream. And every day they find out that that so-called American dream is nothing but a nightmare. You're not gonna reach up there, except for a certain few of our people. If they're not careful, they're gonna be destroyed with Esau anyway. If they're not mindful of what they do, they're gonna be destroyed with Esau anyway. But for the most part, our people will not take part in the so-called American dream. We show our people not a nightmare. If you're paying close attention to what's going on in the media, of Esau is a slaughter of people indiscriminately. Understand? So the so-called Independence Day in July 4th got nothing to do with us. Because in 1776, we were still slaves. So how can you be independent and a slave at the same time? No, that is a major contradiction. That ain't make no sense. So that's just one theory right there. No, so I mean, we all know about the conflict that with the so-called white people in America had, which are British, that they had with so-called white people in Europe, in England, and Britain, up on the 1773, 1775. We were imposing a kind of taxation against them. And he said, yo, you should be financing me. How can you expect me to send money to you? that's where the opposition came about. Opposition came about where the soldiers, the people in Britain, they came out. Is that right there?
Yeah. Bottle.
Hmm?
The bottle. Bottle of water.
Move out block out. It was blocked.
It's right back. Oh,
It was blocked.
good now?
Yeah.
Okay, right. All right. So can it be? So that's what I was. So you see that yeah, the war is, and the war was on the war of independence, and there were different names from 1775, 17, some are in England with it, because England was a major military power at the time, but they had beat the military in America, and the same military that they built in America turned around fighting against the military for the homeland, which European homeland at that time was England. Okay, so